Hey everyone, welcome back to Unprofessional Parenting. I'm Matt.
And I'm Laney. And today we're going to do something a little bit different. We are going to be asking each other 3 questions each about our experience in foster care.
Yeah, no scripts, no pre-made thoughts about any of these. We're just going to ask them straight up without the other person knowing anything about these questions.
Yeah. So whether you're already a foster parent or thinking about fostering and you're just curious, we are going to be getting a little vulnerable today and talking about our candid thoughts on how our fostering has gone so far.
Can't wait. Let's dive in. Welcome to Unprofessional Parenting. We're your hosts, Matt and Laney.
I'm Laney, a licensed clinical social worker with over a decade of experience working in child welfare.
And I'm Matt, with more than 10 years working in church ministry. And together, we're foster and adoptive parents who know firsthand that parenting is anything but perfect.
We're here to laugh, learn, and share the real side of raising foster and adoptive kids. Parenting isn't about being perfect, it's about showing up even when you feel completely unprofessional at it.
So let's get into today's conversation. All right, Laney, we are back. We are asking 3 questions, kind of off the dome, but not really. You just came up with these questions. I just came up with these questions, but they're questions that we're going to ask each other about our foster care experience so far.
Right.
So you don't know my questions.
Right.
I don't know your questions. Mm-hmm. Hopefully they're not the exact same questions because that would be bad.
That would be
TV.
crazy.
But we are going to ask these questions to each other. And I kind of want you to answer. Obviously, I want you to answer from your heart.
Right.
Not just what you think people want to hear.
Matthew, when do I ever do that?
I don't know.
When do I ever just tell people what they want to hear?
You tell people what you want them to hear.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is. Okay. So now that we got the ground rules kind of laid out, one of the reasons why I wanted to do this is because a lot of times we have conversation prior to our shows about
right.
What we're going to be talking about. We formulate a plan. We have a kind of a dialogue, a conversational flow chart of like, here's how we're going to go.
Right.
I just want the real, raw conversation, real experience, things that you feel. I want people to get to know us a little bit more and just know our personal thoughts that we haven't conjointly haven't thought about together.
Yeah.
But like, we're just off the cuff answering these vulnerable, simple, yet deep questions, and we're going to get to it. Do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
No, I want you to go first.
Okay, I'll go first.
Okay.
My first question is this is such an easy question. This is a
Warm me up. Warm me up.
This question is, what has been your favorite experience in our foster care journey so far? The past 5 years that we've been fostering, what has been your favorite experience? Hopefully, you can go back to it real easily and just be like, yep, that's the one right there. Or are there just so many that you cannot even...
There's so many.
Every experience is the greatest. What has been your greatest experience in foster care?
Okay. This is probably just like a gimme, I guess, but we were gifted.
I know exactly where you're going with this. Because this is my favorite experience too, but go ahead.
No. I guess that's how good it was. We were gifted a trip to Disney for our whole family.
Yeah, we were.
Like a whole week at Disney.
Yeah.
And it was gifted to us when we just had the girls living with us. Mm-hmm. I actually don't even think they were adopted yet.
They weren't.
They were not, right? No. Okay. So in the process of us like winning this trip, and then...
Well, who do we win it from, by the way? Give a quick shout.
Oh, we won it from the Give Joy Collective.
Heck yeah.
They are a local organization here in the Tampa Bay area. They were originally they just gave Christmas presents to foster kids.
Yeah.
And
since grown.
Yeah, they just grew so much. They now bless foster children like all year long, and they are solely donor based.
It's amazing.
It's so cool. Amazing. I mean, the things they give such good gifts at Christmas. Yes. They sponsor children, and it's not like, here, let me go to the dollar store and like get you some crap so you can open. It's like good stinking gifts that these donors provide to children. They do back to school drives with school supplies and new shoes. They give experiences like our trip to Disney. Like it's just, they do such good things. Give Joy Collective.
Top of the line. So huge shout out to Give Joy Collective.
Yeah.
Go ahead, back to your story.
So anyway, so in the time of us winning this trip and then us going on the trip, we had our son move into our house.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, we actually have an extra kid now.
Leave him behind.
Yeah. Right. So of course they like got him a ticket as well.
Yeah.
So it was cool, obviously, because it was Disney.
Yeah,
it was all of the kids' first time experiencing Disney. So that's always like a very cool moment. Yes, for kids to experience Disney. But what was even cooler was there was just some like awkwardness and tension of us like having the girls, and I think that they had kind of had a mindset of like, okay, this is our family of 4 for forever now.
Yes.
Like they just had that mindset. So bringing in another child, although they were on board with it, like we had talked about this as a family, they were on board with it. We would not have done this if they had said, no, please don't do this.
Yep.
But when another kid moves into the home, the dynamic changes and they're kind of like,
there's tension there.
Yeah. Like what's this kid doing here? So that trip of all 5 of us spending a week at Disney was literally magical.
Yeah.
Like
it was magical.
Literally magical.
Yeah. Yeah. To start our family off, our family at 5 off like that.
Yes.
Was, first of all, we will never be able to get back to that. I don't think.
I know that's so like peak.
Just all downhill from here. I'm just kidding. It's been great. But it was such a great experience to bring the 5 of us together. Because you got 2 coming from one family, you and I coming from different families, but being married because we love each other.
So the same family.
Yep, same family. Yeah. So 2 and 2, and then you have 1 just randomly.
Yeah.
And it's like we're all together now. Like whether we like it or not, like this is life now.
Yeah.
This is the reality now.
And the kids made such good memories with each other on that trip.
Yes.
Like they still talk about when our son got his head stuck in the gates waiting for Thunder Mountain ride. Like, you know,
he lost his hat on that ride too.
Yeah. Or like they all wanted to sleep in the same room. Like we had a suite, right? So nothing weird was happening, but they really wanted to do a slumber party in the same room. And he woke up in the middle of the night and he was like, this is a free, like no rules at Disney, right?
Yeah. There's no rules at Disney.
Turns the TV on at 3 a.m. and is just like watching TV with each other at 3 a.m.
Core memories. Yeah. Core memories that we'll look back on. And obviously now that, you know, their progression of stuff in our home has moved to adoption and they are our forever family now.
Yeah.
It's like those are the core memories we can look back on, and like those are core foundational pieces that we build our family off of, right?
Yeah, best experience.
That's great. So that's your best experience. That's your answer?
Yeah, that's my answer.
Disney trip.
Yeah.
What you got for me?
All right.
My first question. I can't wait.
It's not as lighthearted.
Oh, no.
All right. Was there a moment where you wanted to quit or regretted doing foster care? And then what kept you going?
It sounds a lot like my second question to you.
Oh, boy.
But has there ever been a season or a moment where I regretted going into foster? Can you read that? Can you say that one more time? I just want to make sure I get this right.
Okay.
I want to get the people.
Was there a moment where you wanted to quit or regretted doing foster care?
I don't think I ever regretted doing foster care. I don't think I have ever felt that way in the past 5 years. And I think a lot of it goes back to what we talked about a few episodes ago about defining your why and making sure that that's at the forefront of why you're doing this ministry, right? Has it been really hard sometimes? Yeah. I would be honest to you and say it's probably been way harder at times for you than it has been for me, just because of the way that we process things. Can you admit that?
Yeah.
You are an empath. You take things very hard. And for me, I'm a fixer and I try to fix things as quick as possible. So like I try to apologize. I'm trying to be the first to apologize or forgive or fix a relationship. And I'm really easygoing when hard things happen. And sometimes it's like to a fault. Sometimes it like is like failure to launch. But in those moments that have been really tough in foster care, I don't think I've ever gotten to the point where I've been like, yeah, why are we doing this? Like, why do we say yes to this? But there have been times where I've been like, I don't ever want to go through this again.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to experience what I'm experiencing right now again. There have been times where I've said, we should close our home. Seasons where we're like, we just walk through a really hard case, a really hard experience with just a bunch of just craziness that happened in a season. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to go through this again.
Yeah, you're like, screw this.
Yes, right? Like, but I've the core calling, I don't think has ever been questioned in my mind. And I think that this is true when you know that something is of the Lord.
Yeah.
I think that whenever you begin to question your call, I think that there are so many confirmations of that same call that come right up alongside it. You know what I'm saying?
So true.
And battle with it.
Yep.
And I think that that's been true for my whole life in ministry, my whole life as a husband, my whole life as a father. I think that you get to those points where you question the call. You're like, God, is this real? Like, is this what you want me to be doing right now? But at the same time, there are things that happen throughout that very same week and around that very same feeling that you're like, oh my gosh, this is something happens, an event happens, a word that's spoken from one of my children, an experience that we have together, somebody random that I don't even know comes up to me and says something about foster care, and I get to help them, or they get to help me and they get to speak a word of encouragement. Like there are confirmations of that call of the Lord is in it. And that's why I am confident in answering the question that I've never regretted stepping into the foster care game. But there have been times where I'm like, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to do this again. Have you experienced that?
Oh, of course. Yeah. No, okay. I totally understand what you're saying.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, you basically stole my second question. But for you, I'm going to ask kind of that same question back in a different way.
Okay.
But has there ever been a season of foster care that you wish you could go back to, like relive? Or one, and this is kind of a two-part, 1A, 1B. The 1B part of this, is there a season of foster care that you wish you could forget and never return?
Oh, gosh. Yes and yes.
Yes and yes. All right.
Yeah. So the one I wish I could go relive. But it's not like I was having so much fun, I want to relive that experience, because I'm honestly, I don't ever like to go back and like redo things. I don't like rewatching movies. I don't like rewatching books.
Yeah, you're the worst.
I don't like, I'm like, oh, okay, I experienced that. We're moving on. So no, I would never want to go back in these past 5 years and like relive anything, because I was just having so much fun. But I do want to go back and relive the first year of us fostering with the knowledge that I have now.
Yeah.
I wish I want to go back and redo it. Like I personally want to do things differently.
Me too.
There are just things that I said to our daughters. There are things that I did to our daughters that I thought in the moment was like the right thing to say or do. To like, I focus so much on stability and boundaries and routine and like all the things that are really good for kids. Like none of those things are bad. And I knew that kids coming from trauma who didn't have those things in their life before, like needed those things. Yeah. But I think I focused so much on those things that I forgot just the relational piece of it. And
do you think that first couple of years of like has defined y'all's relationship?
Yes. Yes. And that's why I want to go, that's why I would want to go back and relive it, because for one of our girls, she's just very fluid, like the epitome of going with the flow. Yep. So it really hasn't affected her, but our other daughter for sure, like she takes everything and internalizes everything and takes everything very personally and then defines you and the relationship with you by that thing. So I just know that like the way that I was trying to relate to her, especially at the beginning of this process, was not what she needed.
Yeah.
And now I'm years later, I'm still fighting to undo some of those things, and her still viewing me as kind of like that militant boundary, just like things are like this is how our life is going to go. And it's been harder for us to relate because she just doesn't trust me on the level that I wish that I had helped her like get to know me on at the beginning.
I feel that. Can I answer the question I asked you? Is that allowed?
Sure.
I'll go real quick.
No rules. Go ahead.
I'll go real quick. I just really quickly loved the season of welcoming our son into the home.
Yeah.
I think because as that was happening, we were finalizing adoption stuff with our girls.
Yeah.
And I think that their excitement to welcome somebody into our home kind of confirmed to me, and probably to you as well, of that this is our family's mission. Like this is our mission as husband and wife, but this is what we do. This is our thing.
Yeah.
Like we help the vulnerable. We open our home to those who need it. And it defined the mission of our family.
Yeah.
And I was so encouraged by our kids grasping onto that. Kids who we had just met a couple years prior to, and that were now in this awkward stage of becoming our permanent family.
Yeah. Who had every right to not want to give and pour out to anybody else.
Grasp onto the same thing that we felt God was putting on our heart.
Yes.
Was such an encouragement. It's those confirmations of calls that I go back to of like, this is it, man. And I mean, obviously that transition for him coming into our home wasn't the greatest. I mean, it was good. There were good times and bad times, but seeing them vocalize and want to live out that mission with us was something I would wish I could relive. So part B of that question, we're not done yet.
Okay.
Is there a season that you wish you could just completely forget, vanish off the face of the earth? Never happened. And do you have an example or something that happened during that season where you're just like, ugh, like I need to get rid of this. I wish I could push this out of my mind. I don't want to revisit that. I don't want to feel like that again.
Yeah. Yep. It was basically an entire year during our son's case. Man, I don't really know how to describe this. I always want to be really careful of like protecting confidentiality and protecting the integrity of him and his birth family. Yeah. But that his case was so difficult on
very
me.
Strenuous,
Very difficult on me emotionally because we go into fostering to reunify children. Like that's the primary goal. We believe that that children, the best interest of children is to be with their birth families where it's
100%.
safe and stable for them. So for like a year, that's what we were working towards. And my mindset was very much like, okay, like restore this family. Like, how do we get him back home? And then at the year mark, it just became very, very apparent that was not going to happen. And I'm the type of person that once my mind is set on something, I'm like 110% on that.
That's all you think about.
It's like,
It consumes you.
It consumes me, but it's also like I don't just like half work towards something. Like if I have a goal, I'm working 100% towards that goal. Yeah. So at the year mark, when it became apparent to us that like this isn't going to work, it was legally changed. The goal was legally changed to adoption. I was like, all right, 110% towards adoption. Like that's what we're doing. Yeah. And it was just very, very stressful. The things that were happening on that case. And the fight that I felt like I had to fight to protect him, because there was a shift in me that went from how do I get this child back to his family to this is now my child. Yeah. And
it's an emotional whiplash.
It was. Yeah. It was an emotional whiplash because, and it's going to sound a little backwards, but hear me out on this. Although this child was not legally ours, we knew that he was going to be legally ours eventually. So that's what I was fighting for.
Right. And like any parent, when you have a child, you fight for your kids.
Yes.
Like you fight for your kids.
I wanted to protect him. I saw things that were hurting him. I saw him struggling. And I saw adults on the case and in the situation, like purposefully putting him in situations that were hurting him.
Not making the right choice. Yeah.
Not making good choices. And I was being told it was to build evidence. Like we've got to build a case in order to get to the goal that we want to reach. And it just sucks. Like that's what sucks about the system. I always want to sit here and like support the system and encourage the people in it, but like it's not perfect.
Yeah.
And that is something that sucks so bad, is that children have to continue to be hurt in order to build a case that adoption is the best option for them. Yeah. So that whole season, I was I couldn't sleep at night. I was having panic attacks during the day. I needed to be put on medication. Like I couldn't function because of the level of stress and heartache that season of his case was bringing me.
Yeah. I remember you during that season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that like leads into my next question, because so let me ask you a question too.
Give me a question too.
With that context for everybody, it was a really, really tough season of our lives. And I want to say probably like 7 or 8 months. So I wanted you to describe your experience watching me virtually crumble during that part of the case.
Oh, wow. Man, oh man. So this goes back even before then. My dealings with you in a bad situation and bad headspace. When we first started dating,
yeah,
let's take it back. When we first started dating, that was 2016, 2017-ish time. You had graduated college with your master's. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Social work. And you were a caseworker.
Yeah.
And the dream that they sold you on is you're going to step in and you're going to fight for those who need to be fought for.
Yep.
And it's a good dream to sell. And you take a job in Pinellas County, one of the highest rates of removal in
the state of Florida.
Yep. And you're immediately given 1 billion kids that you have.
Yeah, I had like 40 kids on my case,
which is unfair to caseworkers, and that's why there's so much turnover. And it's just the problem is just very large. And I don't want to disparage anybody or organization or anything like that, but this was a few years ago, and man, I was dating you and courting you and trying to marry you while you are running around the state of Florida, the literal state of Florida.
Yep.
Trying to take care of 40 kids, dealing with foster parents, dealing with other caseworkers, dealing with the courts, showing up for court, and you being an empath, feeling the depth of the brokenness that's around.
Yeah.
And so I got to experience that in you right off the bat. It's my first taste of who Laney is. And I was like, man,
I was not well.
So I got to see how you handle those things and how you take on those things. And really, honestly, I think that might have been the greatest setup for my experience with you in foster care.
You saw me at my worst.
I wouldn't call it, you've never had a worst. It's always been great.
We don't have to play that game. Like I was really bad during that season.
It was a big struggle. Yeah. It was a big struggle. And so I honestly think it was the greatest introduction to how is Laney going to handle these situations. And then it was practice almost, or a circumstance that I was able to figure out, how am I going to react if I'm going to spend the rest of my life with this woman? How am I going to behave? What are the things I'm going to say? Yeah. Like, what are the things I'm not going to do when we are joined for life? And so fast forward that into the season that we just talked about of foster care, where it's really tough and you are struggling mightily. My experience in just viewing it from being your husband, I think it is my goal to be as loving and supportive as possible, and to take as much burden as I can in whatever way that inform that looks, off of you as possible. So while you are struggling with a case, while you're struggling with one of the children in our home, of like making sure that I am taking care of the other children in our home, I am trying to vacuum the house, take care of the dogs, do all the things that like to make you to allow you to be able to focus on the one thing and fight for the one thing. But also, just like our last episode, talk to you in the process and process through with you on things. At that point in life, you know, you're talking about medication. Mm-hmm. You're talking about going to a therapist and a counselor, somebody who's talking you through those things. Man, I honestly feel like I am a way better counselor than anybody that you will ever see, because the counselors and therapists are telling you the exact same thing that I would tell you. You come home from the session and be like, this is what they said. I told you this last week. Right. Like, come on, son. But I honestly think that God has uniquely gifted me and prepared me in life to be able to counter and also support at the same time you in seasons when it's not going so good. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I honestly think that we were created for each other like that, for sure. And I'm thankful for that. Yep. I love that. But watching that from my perspective, I have empathy as well. I don't display it the way that you do. Mm-hmm. I'm not a fight person. I'm a fixer, like I told you last episode. But like, for me, watching you go through that was a struggle. Like I hurt because you hurt, but I also wanted to try to fix things as quick as possible. I also wanted to remind you that we're not in control. I also wanted to remind you, and with grace, in very very carefully broaching those subjects in conversation with you, of like, this is out of our control. This is why we got into here, reminding us of our role here, reminding us as our role of foster parents and as a husband and wife and as a mother and a father to these kids, however long they're in our home. Mm-hmm. That is my role, and that was my view of things. I don't know if that answers your question, kind of. Yeah. But you know, there it is. You ready for question number 3?
Ready.
Question number 3. Last question for you. What is the one thing that you would want non-foster families in our lives to understand about our family or foster care? Do you have a response to this? Have you thought about this?
I do. Like the immediate thing that comes to my mind.
Hit me with it. Hit us with it.
People who have never fostered before, people who have never raised children who are not biologically theirs, you will never understand wholly what it's like to relate to and raise a child that you did not give birth to. That's not related to you. That's
not like a negative shot at anybody. That's just the reality of life.
Nope. It's just like, I just want people to fully understand that our experiences in parenting, as much as there might be similarities, there are definitely going to be differences.
Right.
And people have made comments to me that I know are like not ill-willed in any way.
Kind-hearted, yeah.
Like, people just don't know what they don't know. But it has been, I've felt the distance between me and non-foster parents when we talk about our kids. And like, they talk about their experiences with their biological children as like
examples.
Sure. Yeah. I won't. Yeah, that's that. But then I'll talk about my experiences and the struggles that I have with my children. And a lot of those struggles go back to like, they don't really see me as their mom. They don't relate to me wholly as their biological mother. Like, my kids don't relate to me the same way that your kids relate to you.
Yeah.
But then the comments are like, oh my gosh, yeah, I totally get it. Or like, oh yeah. Like, and then they say something along the lines of like, oh yeah, teenage angst.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
There's a lot more nuance to it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're dealing with teenage angst, but we're also dealing with like massive amounts of relational trauma.
Yeah.
And it's just, I think that's what is kind of like has been a dagger to my heart in certain situations and certain conversations is when people think that I have the same parental experiences that they do when like I don't at all.
Yeah. Like ma'am, put your child in my home and then we'll talk about the relational gap that's there. Right. It's like, it is a lot different. There's a lot. Yeah. There's a lot that you have to work through.
And I don't say that as like I'm angry with anybody about any comment in particular that they've made, but it's different when you have a child in your home that just wasn't originally yours.
Yeah.
Like it just, and I think the difficulty for other people, for non-fostering families or non-adoptive parents, is that I think for our family in particular, we do a really good job and our kids do a really good job of like showing a normal family in public.
Yeah.
Like our kids function very well in public. We look like a very typical loving, affectionate family, and we are a loving, affectionate family. Yeah. But what I'm trying to describe here is like, if you were to just see our family at church or see our family walking through Target, like we don't look any different than your typical family.
Right.
So it's difficult to get people to understand that like there are struggles that are happening inside of our home, and there are even struggles that are happening that are completely unspoken. Yeah. Like the relational piece of it that you don't really talk about, but you know is there under the surface. Yeah. I think it's difficult for non-fostering families to understand that difference.
Yeah. And we're also not sitting here saying that we're better because we parent through all those things and our kids still look normal. It's one of those things where we just know that when we get home, that there's this always this underlying thought in our kids' minds of like, well, I have two sets of parents. And I don't really know who to give my love and affection and my loyalty to. Yep. And that's the thing that's behind the scenes. That's the driving force in the decisions. That's like, it's there. Yeah. It's there.
Cause like when someone in public, like a teacher asks our kids, oh, is your mom blah, 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 blah. There's two women that come to mind for them. Yep.
Yeah. And mom usually goes back to bio mom. Yeah. Immediately. Right. And dad, I mean,
like I am always second mom. I'm probably always going to be second mom, which is okay. But that is the discrepancy there, is that right now, like we don't have our own biological children. So right now and maybe forever, may never be some child's first mom on this earth. Yeah. But I am still a mom. Yeah. And I still have to do mom things without that like joy and biological connection that comes from being blood first mom.
Yeah. Yeah. And so, I mean, if there's any non-foster parents that are watching this, maybe friends of ours, maybe family members of ours. Yeah. I've seen a lot of our friends and family understand that.
Oh yeah.
And come to understand their role in our kids' lives as well. Of like, this is me too. I mean, this is aunts and uncles, grandparents of like, yeah. I mean, we feel it. I mean, we're not in the tension point every day understanding that, but like when we get together, we feel that. I mean, there's a relational disconnect somewhere there, as much as we are connected, but they feel that too. And so we're thankful that our friends and family have understood that. But for those who like just pop up on a Sunday morning or sometime when we just see them, randomly out in public, it's like, we're good. And again, nothing negative towards those people. We're not angry with you. We're not
I know it doesn't come from a place of ill will.
Absolutely for sure. Not. And we're thankful for the people who have come, up and surrounded us. We just want you to know it's different.
It's different. Very different.
All right. Give me the last question of this episode. Let's hit it.
What's one way we'll laugh about this whole experience 10 years from now?
What's one thing that we'll laugh about 10 years from now? Oh my gosh. What's one thing we'll laugh about 10 years from now is that hopefully all our kids are out of the house. How cool is that?
Why would we laugh at that?
We won't laugh at that. Like, it's not funny, but it's like, I'll be 45 and we'll be, empty nesters. It's actually really kind of cool, actually. Still have some good years ahead of me to go travel the world and whatever we're doing in that stage of life. Yeah. That's kind of funny to think about.
Yeah.
But man, 10 years from now, we'll look back and laugh at the fact that, and I laugh about it now, 5 years into this, is the fact that we jumped into parenting kids that weren't ours as our first experience of parenting.
Yeah, it was like, actually pretty stupid.
It was honestly, it was like, it wasn't stupid. It was a great idea. But it was it's one of those things where it's like, our first exposure to being parents is literally making up parenting.
Yeah, that's like, so true.
We didn't have the rockabye baby, learn as we go, have a couple years as toddlers to figure out how we're gonna work discipline in our house. We didn't have any of that runway. Like, it's just like straight up, these kids are in your home now, set the rules and standards now, love them now, do all this stuff. And it's just funny to think about, like, this is the path that God took us down. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's laughable because, like, I think about our personalities, you most of all, and I think about our personalities and like the control that we do enjoy having over certain aspects of our life, and to invite something in that's so uncontrollable is like a joke. So what were we thinking? What were we thinking? But again, it goes back to just the deep call that we sense that Lord's put on our heart. And I would never laugh at God. I would never do that. But it's just funny, the situation. It's just funny.
Yeah, like, he just really loved doing this.
Right. He did. And he knew that we would respond the way we responded.
Yeah.
And he had it written in his plan from the get-go.
Yeah.
But there are a billion other things, like simple experiences with our kids, that like I will absolutely look back on and laugh at. I will laugh at the experiences that we had, the growth that we had. Like it's all going to be, I know in the end, joyous. I know it will be. Yeah. Foster care will always be something that brings me joy. What about you? I mean, like,
to like look back and laugh, answer my own question.
Do it. Give me 45 seconds.
Oh man, I just think that like I have taken this so seriously for the past 5 years. Yeah. Like, I am just all in on, like, I'm going to be the best foster parent that anybody has ever seen. I'm going to read every single book, and I'm going to do all the things. So I think just like how hard I go on something is really funny.
The best way possible.
What the heck, Matt?
The best way possible. Someone's got to try hard in this.
But I think also, to your point, we did this without any parental experience whatsoever. And I often think about how haphazard I have been as a mom when it comes to like school and stuff. And like, I never checked our kids' like school binders and agendas and stuff. And we also expected like a lot of independence from our kids because they were never dependent on us, right? So like, we didn't change their diapers. We never had to make their meals. We never had to do their laundry, like all these things that normal parents do. And then normal parents have this tension point of like, well, when do I stop getting my child a glass of water?
Or
like,
cleaning up after them.
Or cleaning up after them. Or like, we never had that weird transition. They came into our house and I was like, oh no, kids who live in our house do their own laundry. Yeah. Like, oh, kids who live in our house get their own glass of water.
Our son at like 8 years old doing his own laundry.
I know.
Wild. Teaching him independence though. It's great.
Teaching what?
Teaching him independence.
Oh, yeah. So I often wonder if people like look at us as parents and are like, what are they doing? Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know. Yeah. Like, I don't know what I'm doing either. Right. So it's funny. I think that that's like a funny piece, is that we are like, in the day to day, we're like, all right, this is what's best for our kids. Okay, this is what we're going to do that's best. But like 10 years from now, I feel like we'll look back and be like, what the heck? Yeah. Like, y'all didn't know anything.
It was great. Well, I have loved getting to know a little bit of the depths of you, and I'm sure our people do as well. A little vulnerability, a little fun in this podcast episode is great. And if you like conversations like this, or you're a prospective foster parent or a foster parent now, and you like content like this, we really encourage you to like and subscribe to our stuff. You can find us at Unprofessional Parenting on Instagram, on TikTok, on Facebook, and you can listen to this or watch this anywhere that podcasts are played: YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. We would love for more fan interaction with us.
Fans.
More. What's the word? We want to do this with you. So help us out by liking and subscribing to our stuff. This has been Matt
and Laney
with the Unprofessional Parenting Podcast. We will see you next week. Can't wait.